Look, the world is big. You can have multiple choices. You have to think about exploring.
There's something about studying abroad that really enhances your education at Sacred Heart because it's more than just being in the classroom at Fairfield. It adds another level to your holistic education.
One of the things that I found here with going on the excursions is that the hosts have given 150% of their time, their energy, their effort.
So we have 3 programs currently in Luxembourg. One is a master's in business administration, and then we have a semester abroad and a short-term study abroad, a 2-week program, which is a 2-week experience. Students can take 1 or 2 classes and then go on corporate visits and spend usually the first 2 weeks right after school is out in May.
I knew that Luxembourg was like a financial hub of Europe. That's really kind of why I chose Luxembourg.
Competition never sleeps, and therefore we have to be on top of all the subjects we are teaching.
It's one of the most dynamic countries of the European Union in terms of economic growth. It's also quite diversified. They're small. They have to be innovative. This is how you can compete with bigger countries.
It's definitely cool because there's like 2 sides of it. So one side is the old castle-looking part of it, and then the other is completely new, all new technology. It's really cool to see how they have the modern, but they also keep and really hold on to their old style as well.
We are exceptionally international. The density of international firms is extremely high. This is a country that works.
There is a very good atmosphere between nationality. 3 official languages, French, Luxembourgish, German, but then you have a 4th unofficial language, which is English.
Luxembourg is the financial capital of Europe. There are a lot of European institutions.
It's a good place to study business because we've learned about so many different cultures. So just really cool to see and even hear all the different languages around you because it makes you think about how their business techniques are different.
It's interesting to learn about something in the morning and then actually go see it firsthand in the afternoon.
We're kind of in the middle of like a whole bunch of different countries. So we're able to take a whole bunch of different excursions and hop into different countries.
Paris, France, which is one of the bigger ones, which was very fun. I loved every second of that.
We were able to walk around and explore, go to some different tourist attractions. And I think that being able to go on an excursion rather than just learn about it and see a picture on the internet, it's like a culture shock because you're seeing it. Like the Eiffel Tower, you could see a picture of it, but it's so massive and seeing it in front of you is just amazing.
And also their cultural differences really shows how marketing is so different based on maybe your social norms or your dislikes or all your little taboos that we talk about in class, so it's really cool.
And we've been to Trier, Germany for a day trip where we learned about how their society kind of handles health a little differently. It was only about a 45-minute train ride to get to Trier.
There's so many historical artifacts and buildings there, while it's also a regular city too.
We also visited a social grocery, which is a tiny supermarket that would provide necessary food for people who perhaps can't afford it. That a lot of the questions that they asked is this something that would be possible? How do we make this work?
And the Chamber of Deputy was actually a nice opportunity. Why? Because we try to offer the visit to the younger students to see how the importance of politics. When the president was nice enough to welcome us,
Speaker of the House came into us casually and started talking to us, and that was really interesting and amazing to see.
We got to understand how the government operates here in Luxembourg, again, compare it to the United States.
So going to these places is something which is more important than just visiting the structure. The structure was nice, it was also a piece of history. History is present. So if you can mix this and if you can understand, that's what we'd like to send as a message to the visiting students. There is a link between Fairfield and Luxembourg. We've been the first university to deliver diplomas here. But I would say, if I say something to students, they say, don't be afraid. Discover new things.
The students here are so surprised by how safe it is.
It's extremely safe. It's the safest country in the world.
It's totally normal to be nervous about studying abroad and, leaving that comfort zone, but it's in doing so that you acquire the most life lessons and really grow as a person. So taking the risks has so many benefits.
I definitely am a huge advocate for studying abroad. You won't get homesick because you're so quick paced and you just want to be out there and explore the world, and definitely just do it.
Watching the personal and professional growth of the students has been amazing.
Some students, when they come here, they discover, but then you need some time to digest. You come back, you tell what you have experienced here to your parents, to your friends, and by actually telling them how it was, then you see perhaps things differently.
You're in a totally different country, you're interacting with totally different people, and that's giving you 10 times the experience that you learn from home.
The biggest takeaways, it's the light bulbs that have been going off and going, man, I can do this.
When you go abroad, this is a sign of motivation, of dynamism, and this will be perhaps the competitive advantage that we have.
Luxembourg in particular is really going to make me more marketable when it comes to, being a real global citizen. The more you know, the better off you are.
We're in Luxembourg!